Welcome back to Rec and Rule. I'm Brian.
RJ.
He's Joe. And I'm Frenchie.
There we go. So we're going to do today, just kind of recap our experiences about the Energon Invitational, which happened last weekend at Philadelphia, PAX Unplugged. So I guess before we get into anything, we wanted to sincerely thank everybody who came up and talked to us, spent time with us, asked us, how we were doing during the day. We had people ask us to sign their playmatch, their cards, and that was pretty crazy. Like that was pretty cool.
Yep.
We're not responsible for any devaluing of said merchandise.
Just thank you.
Yeah,
RJ, how did you think about that? Like having so much people coming to you like
It
this.
was, in a word, overwhelming. We're just normal people, Well, most of us. It was super cool though. Very much appreciated.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was neat to hang out, talk to other content creators. The WotC staff, as always, are fantastic. Joe, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, the staff was there.
Yeah.
They showed up.
They did. And the cool thing, same way at Origins and probably at Gen Con too, is that they're there talking to people. They're answering questions, giving you some behind the scenes insight. And it's neat to have that. Even Drew, the brand manager, is out there talking to people and answering questions, and it's a neat experience.
They look happier than anyone to be there and just interacting with
He at
everyone.
least played at least one game with Blaine. I don't know if Matt played any games with anyone. I wasn't watching them too closely. I was too much other stuff going on.
Too much stuff going on is the right word.
Matt Tabak.
And Matt Smith, right?
Yeah.
So last year, not even 30%, I guess.
The max we had last year was 22 or 26 people. It was the biggest tournament.
Had 100 more people for this year. That was crazy.
Plus 130, yeah.
Yeah. Some crazy
In a year.
organization too.
In a year.
In a year.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's crazy growth.
Yeah. 9 rounds total, for one day. That's a lot of work. Yeah.
And it would be too much to kind of list everybody that we talked to, and probably unfair.
I can't even remember all of your names, so I apologize. I'm horrendous with names. I barely remember the people at this table.
So a few minutes earlier, I was talking with RJ. Next time I'm going to take those police plates and take mugshot of everyone. It was so hard to remember every name, and I'm probably going to forget some names, but not forget the faces.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I did want to briefly mention 3 people though. So Peter and Brendan came all the way from Australia.
Yeah.
They won their qualifiers and
Is that
decided
was the only
to
2 in Australia?
in that
And
state
both.
in Australia.
In that
Yeah.
state?
Yes.
Province? They have states in Australia?
I think when he talked to me, he said state, but he may have just been trying to dumb it down. For us
States to
Americans.
Americans! All their states!
So they decided to make a trip out of the experience. They had gone to the Grand Canyon and then to Niagara Falls, and then after they got done in Philly, I think they were going to New York City.
Yeah.
And
Disney World.
Disney World.
Florida.
Yeah.
So they've seen more of America in this 1 month than most of us have seen in our lifetimes.
Yes.
Wait, not even that. They see the color of the Grand Canyon.
With snow. That was
It's
crazy, yeah.
What?
What are
can
what's the
have snow
chances
there?
of that? Yeah.
And then the other thing that was really cool too is that when they got into Philly a little bit early, so we play Wednesday nights at our local store.
Yeah.
So they took an Uber from Philly to us, which took an hour, if I remember correctly.
Traffic.
Yeah, I don't even know
Rush
how
hour
much it
traffic.
costs. That's
And it was Wednesday, so I guarantee it was raining, so
yeah.
Yeah.
It's always raining. That's all stuff. Every Wednesday it's raining.
So they came out to play with us Wednesday, which was really cool.
And Brendan went undefeated.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then Peter has a pretty neat Metroplex deck that he has also that he played at the event. Want to also shout out, so towards the end of Saturday, towards the end of the Invitational, young man named Eli came in, tracked us down one by one and challenged us to exhibition games. And he was running a bugs list and systematically took down, who did he play first?
Me, I think.
Okay.
Or did he play you first?
So
He
definitely
wasn't
took down.
You got just
I
get
think
I
he
felt
played
like
you
something
first.
out of Jason Bourne. He had which one's next? This is my target.
I think it was
You
me,
commit
then
out.
Joe, and then Brian.
Yeah.
It's like dead.
So he still has to check off Frenchie and Kyle and Kevin and Tom as well. Which all those people are still like Kyle is with us
In spirit.
Yes.
He's very sick. We're not very sick. He's sick.
Yeah. Did not want to infect us. Kevin is working and will probably show up in like a half hour randomly. And then Tom just doesn't have time for stuff.
Tom's in Disney World.
Tom's in Disney World.
I wonder if he's the
with
same
the-
as the world.
With the Australians, yeah.
He took the Australians to Disney World. That's what we do here at Wreck and Roll. What a nice guy Tom is.
So again, guys, like it was humbling. It was I don't know.
Overwhelming?
Yeah.
In a good way, though. Like,
Yeah,
it was a
yeah.
really cool experience to kind of have that and just kind of talk to you guys and just just find out where you guys are from and like what the scene is like where you are. Like it was fantastic to experience that.
Fourth person for me, Jimmy. Coffee. Beer. Got you, man.
And that was one of the coolest things was to put faces to names that like we've talked to at some point, like
Yeah.
over the past year or so of putting stuff out there.
That was it's weird. It's like we started that just like friends and just like mentoring and like having fun, and then so many people was like interacting with us and see them is like, oh god.
But it's weird because you feel like you know them forever too because they've
Yeah.
interacted with you. So, I finally get to meet this person that I've had so many conversations with. It was really, really cool.
That was so weird. Like Jimmy, I saw him and I asked him to like, hey, can you take like picture with like both of us, like one of another Patreon, I think, and then he started to speak to me in French, and then I realized it was Jimmy. I was just like grab his face like Jimmy.
Then the restraining order.
The Packs Enforcers came out.
Yeah.
So we're going to kind of break down just kind of our experiences into a couple of different categories. So number one, what I have on my list here is to talk about how we prepared for the event. So does anybody want to talk about that first? Frenchie, go ahead.
That's it. Zero stuff.
Yeah, you
you
hadn't
probably-
played on a Wednesday night for like
No.
a month, right?
More than a month, like probably like wave 4, none of it.
Right, but you ran the deck at the September Invitational Open at our local store. You know what the deck did.
Yeah,
the
but
deck I played,
that's
yes.
probably the last time you played, honestly.
Last time I played, we went with like Greg and Seth
Mm-hmm.
down down
Down the shore.
down the shore, yes.
Yeah.
And I still played the same deck. So it's the orange vomit deck. Like I tried to call it Ball Factory, but like everyone's like at PAX was just saying that that's the orange vomit deck. There's only 3 that actually made the deck better. It's energy transfer. That is just crazy. Like you manage your energy transfer club. No, it's just like it's painful. And
Into Lionizer.
into Lionizer or like anything else. Like literally energy transfer is like whenever one of your characters is about to die, just like transfer. Have to be careful about how many costs there's left in your opponent's hand and if they are playing a lot of direct damages. But if you know your character is going to die, just like transfer.
We can't. I thought energy transfer was not to KO.
Not to KO, yeah. It's
He means
like,
not to set up.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't take 6 off the
Marksmanship
scrap
and-
metal to kill Lionizer.
no, I can't. But like, there's enough damage on Lionizer so that and Scrap No, getting energy transfer is like soaking so much damages after that. That card is insane. Next card is Reprocess. I didn't get to play that a lot. It was just in my sideboard in case of. And the other card is the Data Bank.
Pocket
Process.
process.
Yeah, that card is good. That card is. I only have one, and because it's a bold deck, I can cycle really quickly to just find it. And every time I play it, drawing 2 cards is so good for that deck because you want to set up that nice action weapon and just like bleh.
And then I guess my second thing was going to be like what we decided to take. So just for the people who are not familiar, what is the Orange Vomit lineup character wise?
So it's Lionizer, RC, plus Crabno and Demolisher.
And what was your
Scrap metal
sideboard?
one.
Sideboard is
character.
Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend.
Okay.
So the reason for the sideboard is like if I go against something that is going to cause me issues, Most of the time, in test at least, when I was like signing in Battlefield Legend with Lioness and RC, I went with Battlefield Legend first, and I would probably one-shot everything. And that's starting the game with only like 7 star down or 8 star down is very different. And so yeah, it didn't work for me because like I played two Bugs player at the end, and they were both amazing. I just got outplayed for sure, and yeah, it's just I wasn't prepared that much. Like just literally played the same deck for the last 2 months, literally. And yeah, you haven't seen me on camera either. Yeah.
All right, and then RJ, any thoughts on prep leading into it?
It was a tough time for all of us, I think. What do we have? One day of practice here at Joe's, maybe?
Yeah.
Me and Brian probably got out 10, 12 games, and that's about it.
And only against the list that we were
Right. Right. We didn't practice against anything.
And we like
Just run it back one more time.
Just to make sure, you know.
Yeah. So I mean, I personally was unprepared for a lot of stuff.
And what did you end up taking?
I did the first General Optimist, Captain Impactor, and Sentinel Prowl. So it was a spin off the deck I qualified with, which was a spin off of Carl's Secret Sentinels deck.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it went relatively well for me. I think I went like 2 and 2 in constructed before I dropped, which was 2 more wins than I thought I would get all weekend. So.
Oh god. Okay. What about you, Brian?
So a lot like what RJ had said, other than playing at our Wednesday night events and our quick little practice sessions here, like woefully unprepared. I was lucky that on a Wednesday, Tom busted out like a blaster deck against me, so I could practice against that. Had no practice against bugs whatsoever, which should have definitely gotten that in there.
Yeah.
But I felt good against blue because the weeks leading up to the event, a lot of people were running like a big blue character, whether it was you did mix with Jetfire, the big Jetfire,
Yeah.
right? But we had people playing Shockwave, people playing Octone, and I felt pretty good against that. But for the most part, didn't really play against blue except for OPBL all day. It was the only time I saw blue. Yeah, just didn't quite have enough practice, but sort of had to deal with what we had.
Yep.
Joe? Oh, I took Galaxy Optimus RC, and Fireflight was my team with a sideboard to bring in the first Jetfire to replace Fireflight and RC.
Alright, Cliff Jumper, Renegade Warrior from Wave 1. Wave
Didn't take
2.
Cliff Jumper 2?
What?
No Cliff Jumper 2? Didn't take him?
No, he wasn't ready yet. We can't,
Oh, okay.
can't talk about that.
Gotcha.
Wave 2B, Action Cycling, and Prowl 1 for Bold 2 to my whole team. Was trying the Start Your Engines auto attack to try to just race my opponent to death and try to KO them before they had a chance to set up. We practiced against Shockwave, we practiced against Octone, Blaster. Didn't play any of them. No, blue bugs, orange bugs, heavy blue Jetfire, and orange Prime BL. Nothing I practiced for, so was that a wash? I don't know. I played my deck enough times to know what I'm supposed to do and just recognize their late gamer, target the late gamer. That should be enough. Sometimes it just wasn't. Couldn't get there fast enough. And bugs always had like an ISF to counteract my wideness. So.
I mean, 135, I think, players.
More 100, upper 150s, I think.
Yeah. Like, you want to like see some stuff that you cannot see in your local, or like even play in a group. Yeah. And I think overall we didn't prepare that much, right?
And it all comes down to matchups too. If you get screwed out of your first matchup, it's not downhill from there, but sometimes it's hard to climb back out of that.
That is a good meta. At least I played 4 different decks. Like it could have been like Blaster, Shockwave, Blaster, Prime, Blaster, Shockwave. You know, it wasn't.
Right.
It was just all different.
Yeah.
So that's got to be good.
I think I played 1 Shockwave, and then I played 1 Magnus with the helmet and
With the helmet.
Yeah, the helmet stuff. It's like, you know,
The
like
full blown armor?
Do you mean
Vanguard?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Like,
that.
is that his name?
Yes.
The
The little
Battlemaster?
guy.
Yeah, the one that like when you flip white, you
Yeah.
just like take 5 damage.
Yeah.
Did you play this game?
I just say I made 3 months without like. Anyways, it was a cool match. Like seeing that, and the first time I saw the guy played 13 whites, with like the stuff, the upgrade that lets you plan, and then espionage. So like keep on doing that. I managed to push through it. It was like kind of hard, but
Mining pick?
no, console.
Security console.
On defense.
Yeah. Security console
On
and data
defense
pad.
or on offense?
On defense.
The security.
So he's always has a white on top.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So it was pretty hard to like push through it, but like I managed to. I have to say, like every time I managed to have my Peaceful Tyranny in hand, the game was just done, because on a wheel turn I would just like pierce twice with RC plus Lionizer. It's just too
Hard
strong.
to, hard to come back from that.
Yeah. It's either I win hard or I lose hard. Yeah. So
So I'm gonna shift now. Talk a little bit about the sealed part. So basically, like what was your lineup that you decided to go with in sealed, and then we can also just talk about like in general how you did. We'll go to like evaluations of what you think about sealed a little bit later. So for now, just what team did you go with, and then how did you do in those 3 rounds? Joe, start with you.
Ion Storm, who did I have? Roadhugger? And
Said you had Mirage, I think, right?
Sergeant Mirage? Yeah. Played against, Astro Train was the first round, so it's easy to keep him off of 3 upgrades with Ion Storm, Debilitating Crystal on a stick. And then I played against a Magnus Thundercracker, lost. And then Lord Megatron and Private Green Light and Turbo Board? No, not Turbo Board, somebody else, whatever. I think I learned from our game that we did that build a better team, Ion Storm, with some other better characters. I think I did well the first round and I was feeling confident. And then it just, the second seal round was just not there for me. I just couldn't get I only had 2 weapons in the deck also. So that was kind of tough to draw them and actually play them and keep them on with all the reprocess and dismantle running around.
do you remember like the repartition of the colors on your card?
The what?
Colors.
The pips.
Pips.
Like
Reprocess is green.
No, like what spread with the spread?
Oh my goodness. Black, green, blue, minimal orange. Maybe
Any
some white.
numbers like more white, more white?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
Maybe slightly heavier to the black.
Okay.
I'd assume Ion Storm wasn't going to stay on the board long, so I just didn't care about blue that much. Just wanted to see how fast I could deal damage.
Okay. How many cards in your deck?
25. And then I should have... I was telling everyone, yeah, we're going to see Megatron. Put 30 in. Of course, I go up against him. I'm like,
So like when you went against Megatron, did you like side everything in?
No.
Not even?
The rest of my cards were literal cards I can't play or star cards. I could not put them in unless I just changed my character lineup.
Yeah.
And I was like, just forget it. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
He played really well, too.
Yeah. Okay.
RJ?
I thought I had a good pool. I had Astro Train, Needler, and Terraxodon. So I got super value out of all my cards, I thought. If Astro Train was fully suited, he'd be what, 9, 4 or 5 or something like that, which is ridiculous.
12 isn't Terraxodon plus 3?
Yeah, so 12.
Also for 12.
Armor's well plus 2. The
Yeah.
little Needler guy.
Yeah, so 12, 7, 6 or 7, something stupid. In a in a format with not a lot of removal options. Sat down against my first opponent, saw Ion Storm, and I said, "Well, nope, there's the removal." So I went 1 and 2 on sealed. I got 0-2'd against the Ion Storm. I guess I could have played a little less grindy game, or a more grindy game actually, and kept Astro Train in a mode that didn't take advantage of both of the upgrades for the +3/+3.
Yeah.
Second game, I went up against a Nova Storm, Detritus, and Flak, and I won that one. Heavy misplace with both of us. I got super lucky to win that game.
Mm-hmm.
And then third game, I went up against another Ion Storm against Darren, actually.
God.
And I just, that was 2-1. I got, I don't know if I got lucky the second game or whatever, but I was able to take the second game and bring it to a third. And the third game was pretty close. He was running Ion Storm and Green Light and someone else that I forget, but just not a whole lot you can do with going up against Ion Storm if you're Astro Train and you're fully suited up and okay, I'll just bounce something off your hand and it's pretty much -3, -3.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of fun though. So
French.
So I played RC. I don't remember the denomination of it. RC, Barricade. I think it's Radar Sight. The
bird.
The bird, like the focus, and one of the of Patrol. I don't remember the name of it. So
4-star guy, probably, right?
4-star guy.
Okay.
Yes. So fully suited, no star card. That was good. I actually only take off 4 cards of the whole pool to like play all the cards. 6 oranges, 6 blue, 8 black, 9 white, I think. I have like the weapons I have was like soldier blaster. I have the kinetic.
It's the whip.
Kinetic whip. I have the 2 sword, so that was pretty cool with like barricade. 2 medic too, and I ended up 2-1 in sealed. So I think the pool was very average. Like I didn't get those nice like triple changer. My first match was against a player that play Jetfire. That was hard. I think our first match run 50 minutes.
50?
Yes. The fact that
15 or 15?
50.
50.
5-0.
5-0. And I had to like actually scoop the first so that we can play quickly the second. And we ended up like going to time, and the first tiebreak we finished the second game quickly enough, and tiebreaker was like half, and I had more than him, but I didn't feel good at all about the match because like after 30 minutes I was like telling him we might want to like speed up. It took like 20 more minutes to finish the stuff. It was like bad. He was trying to like he didn't play the time. He really wanted to like know exactly what all the cards there are and try to play correctly. It was hard, especially when you like have to flip Jetfire to like whatever you want to do. So yeah, I didn't feel good about that match. The guy is excellent. We keep talking after. Really good guy. Hello if you see me. Second match, I don't remember what it is, but I just briefed with it. Which was weird. Like the first match was so hard to me. When I go to the second, it was just like just a breeze, and then I ended up table 10 with like a guy that has just the nuts with like Astro Train. Like at some point, Astro Train has 4 upgrades on him, and I had like even the fire gun that is actually taking off the armor. Okay. I don't remember the name of it, but even with that, it just like blew me off. So yeah, it's. I mean, yeah. At that point, when you like go up, 1-0, 2-0, you bend to like see some craziness after the pool. So mine was just fairly average. That's it.
Okay, and then so my team was Detritus, Trigger Happy, and Rumble. And I felt pretty good about the lineup, especially Trigger Happy was nice to have. I remember I had Javelin and I think an EMR in there were the ones that stood out, and I had 1 or 2 other pretty good weapons. I may have had a second EMR. So like very easy to pull that back in, and also to make sure that Trigger Happy was definitely hitting for 4. I had very little orange though, so if I did not have that boost on Trigger Happy, like he wasn't getting that full 4 Pierce 4. So round 1 I played against Gabe, who's affiliated with Vector Sigma. Gabe was running, I think, Runabout, the one that heals when you flip. Smokescreen and Mudflap. And I think that run I went 2-0. I was just able to keep on like killing people with Detritus to keep on healing myself back up, so he couldn't really focus me down. Game 2 played against Tim from Singapore, who's a really good guy. Hung out with us quite a bit over the weekend.
Team PTSD.
Yeah. Check out their Facebook page and their channel too. Tim was running. He had like Barricade. He had Run Amok, the one where you flip, you draw a card, and Private RC. And he had a really, really nice suite of weapons. Like, he had at one point like 2 EMRs out there and a Soldier Blaster. Like, he had a very, very nice... Like, the team was really good because everybody can get to like a native 5 attack. And then you add in like the +3, so now you're at 8 attacks. So it was very, very strong. He got me 2-0. There's nothing I could do there. And then my last sealed round, I think his name was Daniel. I think he was maybe about like 10 or 11. He had Octone, Lionizer, and...
Jesus, that sounds scary.
And Fix-It.
Battlefield legend.
And I remember him, like, he definitely had a Soldier's Blaster. He had at least one copy of Contract Contingency. So, so he was able to, like, definitely get 4 without killing me to keep triggering the bounty. I don't have, like, PTSD from the words Contract Contingency.
So
played...
Did you win 2-0 and then...
No, I was 1-1 going into the... Like, for sealed, I was 1-1 going into that last sealed round. So he won... He won game 1, but it was close. I managed to claw my way back up a little bit, partially through Detritus just knocking out Lionizer and knocking out Fix-It. And I pulled, I think, 1 copy of Sabotage Armaments. So I was able to set up turns where I was able to play Sabotage Armaments, kill Lionizer, and then when he swings into attack with Lionizer, pop Lionizer off.
That's cool.
He did not have much orange, but when you have as many like black pips as you get in wave 3, wave 4 sealed, like Octone's hitting for like 8 pierce 8. You can't do anything there.
You want to count that again?
When you think about it, like when you have Octone or some stuff, you think that you would like be invincible and stuff. Like, it's weird that you just got that matchup at 1-1. I mean, like, make you wonder what he lost to before.
I don't know. It's also possible that maybe he was 2-0 in sealed and just got pared down, or maybe, like, depending on his constructed record, could be part of it too. But we went to a game 3, and it was a relatively close game 3, but he still pulled off the win. And he was a very good player. Like, for being someone who's a little bit younger, definitely under 13. Like, he definitely had the wave 3 and wave 4 cards better memorized, like what each one did than I did. So,
I was like, who's that?
So yeah, that was sealed. So we'll come back to thoughts about sealed. I know a lot of us talked about constructed. Am I the only one that played all of the rounds out? Did everybody else?
Did.
Okay. So
I went out well. It's like I was like 3-2 out of the sealed, and then 4-2 and then 5-2.
Okay.
And then the last 2 bugs, and then I went 5-3, 5-4. So yeah.
Okay.
I was up till the brain to be like the top 32, but 2 bugs, like, it's too much for me.
So just in constructed, what was your record?
Constructed was so lost 3, won the rest. So what was it? 3? Yeah, 3-3.
Okay.
So I lost against Carl and 2 box player, and I won 3 match. Yeah.
Okay. You guys dropped out.
I was 2-2 in constructed.
Okay.
2-2.
Okay. And then, so I finished it out. I went with, during constructed, just 2 losses during that time. You lost to Bugs
I
in
lost to
constructed,
twice.
and that's it?
And Carl.
First
Yeah. So round 1, share your round 1 opponent.
Carl. like you think more than 150 people. 150?
We joked about it being us.
Yeah.
Round 1. We thought for sure it'd be us.
It's like yeah. I sit down Carl, and then I think it was like the night before or something. I don't remember exactly. We play a match together, and he didn't feel comfortable playing against my deck. And I know that Aerobots is a bad matchup for me because, like, I don't want to spend all my Vomit Oranges into like one character that might not die. Like I need to one shot every time, and also I need the other player to play Inferno Breath because it let them tapped, and I managed to kill. Kara figured that out. Didn't play any Inferno Breath. All the direct damage is like very painful to me, especially when I play Scrapnel. I don't want to see any damages on them. It's just like it just blew me up 2-0 and I was like, God, now you set up, bring back the cup. I think he lost. Like he didn't. Did he? I don't remember if he finished the whole stuff.
He did. He was 5-4 as well.
5-4
Yeah.
Oh God.
So not to one up you, but Eli played his dad first round.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yes. They drove up from Alabama and played each other.
14 hours, I remember. And
Yep.
They got paired up round 1 against each other.
That feels bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wonder like if sometimes you pair up together and then you're just next to each other, you're going to like just like lazy pair up or like although I was like one of the last one because like I had some issues with my DCI account, like I think I had my Invitational on Thursday night or something like this. If John Chalk, you're watching us, thank you for helping me. I was like, oh, if I didn't get it, no problem. I'm just going to like take pictures of everyone. That's fine. But yeah, I managed to go into it. I don't know, man. It's like it's weird. I mean, it can happen.
Yeah.
It's just painful. So yeah.
So in Constructed, did you guys play against any lineups that you thought were especially interesting or different or clever that stood out to you? I think Owen beat both you and I, right?
Yeah.
So he was doing the off-road patrol with
Impactor
as the last one, and he took me apart
Yeah.
both games. He just kept on being able to, the way that the MicroMasters work is he would flip one to robot mode so that you had to attack that one after everybody else had like untapped. And he would always have a force field ready to go. So like you couldn't even get this little crappy 4-star thing off the board as I'm swinging in with like my 15-star Galaxy Optimus, not even murdering this like little puny 6 health little tiny thing.
And he's got the smirk across his face the entire time as you're doing it.
It was rough.
That was a really good deck though.
Yeah.
I think
That's
he
a good
was, He was undefeated, right?
He was 6-0 in Constructed and went 0-3 in Sealed. I felt super bad for him.
0-3.
Oh.
Yeah.
God.
He had a really good analogy for Sealed. Did he tell you this too about the
No.
dice? So he talked about like he had dice for counters, and he had like a D20 in one hand and a D6 in the other hand. And he said, well, look, this is basically how Sealed is. Like, okay, this is, here are your two options. Like he would kind of like shuffle them together. All right, you've got this, see what you can do with it. You've got this, see what you can do with it. Roll, let's see who gets the higher number.
That's really smart.
He explained it in a much smarter way than I just did, but it made sense at the time. Did anybody else see anything else that stood out to you?
Blaine's deck.
Which of you guys have not seen, so Blaine played it on camera on Sunday with you guys, with Joe. We put that out today. He wrote an article for us. Check that stuff out. Very well thought out. Like, I would never be able to put all those steps together to figure out what's going on. So, props to him.
It's crazy, and I mean, he's not even hiding it. Like, I think the day before, on Thursday night, he was like at the bar, and Tim saw him, Bar Tiki and Fila. He was actually playing himself. So yeah, that kind of deck, it's like non-interactive as much. You're just fishing, you just go fishing, try to get there. And yeah, it got his nice system and to explain and everything. He was pretty sure of it, of like how he was playing it, and it ended up 6-0. Yeah, 6-0. That's, and I'm pretty sure that if he was like, again, I said, top 8, he would be like a really good contender. And I wouldn't be surprised if he would have ended up like winning that thing. Again, Sealed. Yeah, took him down. He was 11 places. Yeah.
Chris from Southern Fried TCG, I had him round 1. He was doing Flame War, General Optimus 1, and Mercenary Deadlock. And like looking across at the beginning, I had no idea what was going to happen.
These are the scariest decks.
Yeah.
And he was able to just pretty consistently, a lot of black pips in the deck, just swing out for 7 Pierce 7, and there's nothing you can really do about it. And then on top of that, because with Deadlock having it be that
Stealth.
for Autobots and Decepticons, sort of was able to keep him alive enough to just be annoying and kind of keep him on the board. So
Yeah.
I did manage. He pretty quickly beat me in game 1, but then games 2 and 3 I clawed my way back up. So that was pretty neat to see.
I played against him like on exhibition match after the event.
Posted
You
that
can
today
check.
too, yeah.
Yeah, you can check that game under on
Southern
his
Fried
YouTube channel.
TCG, and
Yeah.
we linked it on our Facebook page.
Yep.
When Chris posted it too.
It went down to the wire to the last attack. Like he almost got me. I was like, what? I didn't understand what happened, like deadlock. But yeah, it was pretty well fought. That was great.
I want to give one more. My very last round opponent, his name was Ben, I believe. He was doing Fireflight or Skydive. I think it was Fireflight though, and then Flame War and OPBL. And normally I'm really happy to see that type of lineup because I have grenade launchers, erratic lightning, reckless charge. I have leap into battle. Like I can just use RC especially to just murder their biggest character pretty quickly. But he had the secret action from Wave 4 that just shuts down Pierce. And he was able to keep on recurring it whenever I would be able to have RC hit really big. So I was still able to kind of squeak out the win. It did go to game 3. I was able to squeak it out just based on damage because we did go to time just because RC was never able to actually pierce anything.
That was funny for me because like when someone has that kind of secret action, and I was playing RC and they got Lionizer on it, doesn't matter if I don't pierce. I'm just I'm just like going over it. It was crazy. Like that card I was like a little bit afraid, and then I just realized that I'm just like I'm just going over anyway. So yep. But yeah, that's a good card. +1 defense is. Didn't want to see that, so.
Any other quick thoughts on any other decks that stood out that we saw?
Well, the Vanguard guy plus Optimus Galaxy was pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was
no,
that
it's not.
Ultra Magnus.
It's Ultra Magnus,
Okay.
Vanguard plus either RC or Flame War. It can be. I mean, if you don't have much attacks, it can last pretty long until you can manage to like kill the whole team down. Flips were weird on his side, like when sometimes the attack it doesn't output much damages, but fairly consistently only 5 damages.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
All right, so going to shift over to like any thoughts about the general format or structure of the event, or like how the event was run in general.
I tried to I think it was a month or 2 months before, try to argue with Kevin Allen that sealed was a good thing. After the event, I just went down. Yeah, I was wrong. It's so. I don't know how to explain it. I still wish that seal can work. It's a little bit underwhelming. Like Joe, playing his last opponent to be like Megatron, for example. What was your
I had cards in my hand that I was physically not playing. I had 2 hidden fortifications and an urban camo. Just 3 dead cards in my hand. Oh, I'll give myself tough, and so he could just mill me faster. It was a terrible idea. So I'll just squeeze these cards and play nothing every single turn. It was just painful.
What was your record at that time when the third game?
Unsealed or overall?
Unsealed.
I was 1-1 going into the 3rd round of sealed.
Yeah, it's like anyone that goes 1-1 can go something against completely crazy. I was lucky. I went like 2-0, and then I know that I was about to like hand up against something crazy. But yeah, it feels really bad if you go like 0-2, and then end up playing against Octon, and then like your whole day is like, yeah, okay, you start 2-0, and then you end up 0-3 just because can I look? I say, it's hard. It's hard.
And I mean, this is something that kind of exploded quickly in the Facebook group to people like arguing back and forth about it. And I think the argument quickly got reduced down to people like claiming that other people were saying that there's no skill in sealed. And I don't think that argument was seriously being made by anybody. But I think the other way to look at it better, in a way that makes more sense, is that if you take your own constructed deck that you built, that you practiced, that you decided to bring there, and you go, 0-5, like you had some control over that. Whereas during the sealed part, you had significantly less control over how those games went.
Yeah.
So it wasn't your own decision to kind of like anything that happened. You're not the one that had the agency, that had the control for how that went, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So I sort of think that maybe is what has more people criticizing Sealed. And for me, at least, it wasn't my preferred, like, I would have preferred it did not go that way. I'd much rather just take my own deck all the way through to the end.
Mm-hmm. I mean, for the 2 players that went 6-0, not making, like, you know, top 8. It was weird too, like, they only decided to do top 8, knowing that they were going to do that seal part, right? I was hoping that they were going to, like, do a larger, top 16 or even top 32, because, like, I didn't even, like,
single limb goes fast.
Yeah. Like top 32 single elimination, or no, I don't know.
And then the switch to best of 5. Was that a Magic thing?
For the last, I think it was in Pioneer. Like, one of the new formats did, like, best of 5. So, I know you don't like best of 5, but best of 5
I
is
didn't
like.
say I don't like best of 5. I think maybe I'd have to go double check how all the games went. Like, did someone just get blasted out 3-0? It's like, what's the point of playing best of 5? Just play best of 3. Were there any that went to the 5th game? Like, was it like 1-0, 1-1, 2-1? Like, what was the deciding factor there? I need to look at those numbers.
When you play more games, when you have the chance of playing more games, like, it averages out, right?
There's
like
variance.
Right, then why not go to best of 7?
Best
of 9.
Best of 7 is, like, too much. Best of 9 is too much, but best of 5 is, like, it's not something unseen. That's what I think.
Well, yeah, anybody can come back from anything. I can go 2-0 someone, or I can 3-0 someone, or I can go 2-0, and then they could go 3-0 against me and win. What's the...
On the average, if you manage to, like, I mean, if you 3-0 someone, yeah, sure. Like, your deck is clearly better. Now, if you, like...
We're back.
We're back.
So the camera died.
And welcome back to Rick and Roll.
We were talking about best of 5, and I think we pretty much made the point that we were trying to make. The idea is that what Frenchie was trying to say is that over the course of 5 different matches, any weird type of variance
is
evens
eliminated.
itself out.
Yeah, I have a new beer too.
You do. You go 1-0, you lost 2 games, you manage to go back to 3-2. It's amazing, and there's nothing that you can argue about that. Like, it's not about the deck, it's not about anything. One thing that we talk last year, it was only 1 game.
One round.
1 game, 1 round. Went to the final on Sunday. I played against John Palmer. My PC is weird. I went against John Palmer. He was playing Bugs. I was playing Scrapno, Battlefield Legend, and RC. He started with 2 Astral Function in his hand.
Coming back from that.
There's no back away from that. It's like, he could have shown me right away when we started. I know I was losing that game. Like, we could have played for it, but, like, yeah, there's no comeback from that.
Draw 3. Did I win? Yep. Okay.
What's your name again? David?
Yeah,
I still
Joe.
this game.
Oh, David. Yeah, David B.
So, yeah. It was, I mean, played best of 3 with him. First game I lost, but then second game he managed to, like, throw these 3 I-Star function in his hand.
Well, he had a
Can
pocket
happen.
processor, so there was a way for him to do it.
Yes.
Against me, he didn't have that. He was just like, hey, ISF. I was like,
Yes.
Jesus, God.
Yes. So, yeah, it's playing more games averages out the fact that when you draw into something ungodly, yeah, you're going to win. It's like me drawing into my PTT, for example, for RC.
And I would say also, just in general about the event itself, I think Pastimes did a good job being down a whole bunch of staff members.
Yeah, I think how many judges?
4,
They said,
5,
like,
6, 7.
Called out sick that were supposed to be there.
That's insane.
And just, I mean, my experience is more with FFG stuff. So, you know, Destiny or X-Wing. And I remember going to big events and them having to pretty frequently, like, having to repair after initial pairings are out there. Just things kind of just being poorly, like, logistically poor. But with Pastimes, like, their system of, okay, you go up, you turn in your slip. Like, they have someone constantly, like, inputting results for the different, like, magic, transformers, all that stuff. So it goes smoothly. And I think that just with the change to how, like, the end of game things went, some matches did go a little bit long there. But I think that sort of was good if you were not going to time because it gave you time to like run to the bathroom, whatever it might be you had to do.
Yeah.
I will say in general, like that kind of like long form giant 9-round event is not my preferred type of way to play Transformers. Like I'd rather play Wednesday night at a goofy casual night. But I think that all things like considered that they did a good job keeping things moving as best they could.
I mean, yeah, you get down stuff. You have like the first event of Transformers. I don't know what kind of software they're using for pairing, but yeah, no issues about the pairings. No one complaining about the pairings.
Would have preferred not to have sealed in the middle-ish of the event.
That's the only.
Either lead off or end with it.
I think that was the only complaint, I guess.
One thing that I had to complain about was you need speakers or something, right? How
The
many times?
The people in the back could barely hear anything when they called time. People in the back didn't hear it, and as the people who are finished or watching, like, why are you guys still playing? You're watching people untap and whatnot. You're like, time's been called like 8 minutes ago. Oh, we just kept playing. Like, dude.
I think at some point someone had a megaphone, but yeah, that was really fun.
I didn't hear it. So.
And then also, at least for pairings, like for when I played X-Wing, there were apps that you could download where when they would post the pairings, they would push it out to your phone. So you wouldn't have to be like 20 people deep looking at the...
They should do on both sides of the thing from now on, not just one side.
I mean, if we were smart, someone can just take the picture of the pairing and put it on Facebook too.
And I saw some people doing that for like their group chats, whatever that they had. But yeah, it would be a smart idea.
Why don't you just call out your opponent? I'm at table 1. I see Frank B. Like, yo, Frank B, table 1. Like, one less person in line. Get out of here, you know?
I don't know. Dude, it's like, yeah. But I mean, it's working. And Magic is doing the same way too. Like, when I go to, I think the last one was Providence. People are doing that and never had the issue. So
Just like countdown clocks at the end of each row on the end of each table or whatever. 50 minutes left.
Or just another TV for the back. Back row people.
That's a lot of logistic too. It's like, do you have
people were standing in front of the TV with the clock on.
That was
move!
That was a problem because
Yes.
I'd like look back and not be able to tell.
Do you have outlets? Can someone like
right, and again, it was probably their very first time doing Transformers, at least.
Past times, no.
Doing Transformers. In this big of a setting. They did Gen Con, yeah.
They know what they're doing past times. They got
I mean,
they had speakers at Gen Con. Maybe it was a PAX thing.
That's right. They did it.
Yeah, the speakers like right here at Gen Con. They're like, oh my god, dude, we can hear you. Like, tone it down.
Maybe they took notes from that. They didn't need speakers, and now all of a sudden they need speakers again.
We're like, yo, the speakers are right here, dude.
In any case, it was still very well handled for like what it is.
For the amount of people and the longness of it.
You people that called out, you better have been sick. I found out you weren't.
We're going to find you one by one.
You blackballed.
All right, and then just kind of the last thing to round out our discussion for today is any other stuff you guys saw at PAX, non-Transformers related, that stood out to you?
Clask.
Talk about Clask. Because I bought the game solely based upon you guys talking about how much you loved it.
So this is
and
my last.
Not played it yet.
This is my last video. I am selling out of Transformers. I'm becoming a pro Clask player. Yeah, that's all I really got. It's awesome. It's just like it's air hockey with magnets, and it's just an absolute riot. They have a pro tour. The dude was super cool. They were talking to us and everything.
Serious? They have a pro tour?
Yeah.
Pro tour?
No, I swear to God, they have a pro tour. Yeah. It's on YouTube and everything.
Shut it down. We got
rebranding Clask
Wrecking Clask?
And it's so cool, right? It's like air hockey. They have 3 little, Greg and I call them nibs, and Greg, Tom, and I call them nibs. That's like 3 little things.
What are they really called?
Biscuits.
Nibs. Okay, biscuits.
Right, nibs is a lot cooler, right? So you have 3 or 4 ways to score points. So it's exactly like air hockey. Each person has a hole in the back of their board, and you have a thing you control with magnets underneath the table. So you score by pushing the ball in your opponent's goal. If your thing comes unconnected, you lose. Your opponent gains a point. Or if one of the 2 nibs, there's 3 nibs. If 2 nibs get connected to your thing, your opponent gets a point.
So you can't put your hands together, basically.
It's only one thing. So you're holding it one.
Oh, I thought you were holding. Okay.
No, so it's a magnet. You're controlling it under here or whatever.
Wait, so what gets connected?
So it's like touchy, right? So like if you make a sudden movement, it goes flying. So if that gets
if you disconnect the magnet too much,
your opponent gets a point.
So you have to suspend your arm up the entire time. That's gonna get taxed.
Yeah, I mean it's a low board, so it's like down here. So you're
so
like.
I can do my elbow pivot.
Yeah.
All right, go on, continue.
So then if 2 of the biscuits gets connected, they're magnetized as well.
They said there's only 1.
There's 3 biscuits across the middle of the board. They're like that big, right?
It's like a column, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like it just blocks the
Yeah,
wall.
but they move and everything. Yeah.
They
So in the high
watching the movie.
in the high strategy game, right? The pros
We are
they
not
flip their
sponsored by
thing.
Class.
I still can't tell if you're serious if there's a Pro Tour.
I swear to God, I swear there's a
If
pro
any
tour for
class
Transformers.
people is actually watching that video
Yeah.
now, we will be happy to like just do some
So
video
Tom,
game
Greg,
about
I
that.
played Kevin from Colorado.
Put down some comments.
It's awesome. It's so
So
much
let
fun.
us
I
know if
played
you
Brad
want
from
to see
Phase
us
6
like
Gaming.
do starting some class,
So Class left a big impression on Greg, Kyle, Tom, and I.
But it seems to be like a really fun game.
4-player, huh?
Mm-hmm.
We'll investigate that.
There's a 4-player one. It's a circle.
I bought it. Like I bought the 4-player and the 2-player based solely upon
It's so much fun.
RJ's like hype about the game.
It's so much fun. Tom and I want to bring it to CBS, where we play every Wednesday.
How loud is it?
We get kicked out within 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah, if that. Yeah, they would definitely kick us out.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring like the whole gear just to like film that. It seems to be
It's so
really
much fun. I'm not done. I'm kidding. I played Dice Throne for the first time, which is really cool.
That's a good game.
I think you said you bought it as well.
Because RJ liked it so much, I bought one.
Yeah, it's like Yahtzee, right?
So you buy anything we like.
It's been a stressful week.
He's getting married tomorrow. I don't know if you heard.
Put down some comments. This guy is getting married.
And he's here tonight with us
Yeah.
for his bachelor party.
Trying to escape.
But yeah, Dice Throne's like Yahtzee with characters and abilities. It's a lot of fun. Now I'm done. That's all I had. Dice Throne and Classic.
Got to meet a lot of people, content creator, and the diners with everyone. Colorado team, team for Singapore. Everyone like talking about left, right, how to do videos and stuff. Measures that we still got to like take in touch to see how we can better our audio equipment here. But yeah, it's
And sell my Grand Galvatron.
That was one of the highlights of my night when we went out to dinner with Vangelis, and Joe was getting ready to tell Vangelis that he was wrong about something, and Joe was like, "Oh, never mind, I remember who you were."
I almost said something wrong. I was like, stop, don't say it. You're wrong, whatever it is.
but yeah,
That was a lot of fun.
So I didn't get to like see much of the convention. I was like just if you saw me, I was like either like taking pictures and or like editing the pictures and then doing the whole camera thing. By the way, it's a new camera with like a new microphone too, so let me know if you like it. It was just
Please don't say hate it. Frenchie will be very upset.
No, I would be really sad and I would probably spend another grand on like trying to get better stuff. But
Get rid of that Fisher Price camera.
but yeah,
Says Duplo on the side of the microphone.
I have many more photos that is coming.
Where is that at? It's gotta be like a huge image dump, like 30
Yeah, what are we
gigs.
gonna do with that? You have it on your Google Drive right now, right?
Some of them
that
actually
done by
like
tonight.
only 100. I
It's
still like
100,000.
I still like having like 500 photos to pick and stuff. So yeah, going to make a Google Drive and Google Photo and then put the link up there. So like if you guys see yourself,
Delete it.
if you don't want to
Frankie
see
permission
yourself, just like tell me, I will delete it. But yeah, it was so much fun to like just like go around, take pictures of everyone and just meet everyone. It was great.
Joe, thoughts?
I can't remember a lot of people's names. So the next time I see you, I'm gonna be like, who are you? I was like, just don't take it personal.
I'm not kidding. I'm going to literally take that police stuff and just like do mock-up for everyone for next year.
I'll remember Eli.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah. And Eli, I need to play against you next week.
Oh, I thought it was really cool meeting Ben, the European. Yeah, that was really, really cool to me.
So I was only there Saturday and only for Transformers. So I did swing by Friday super fast to
And
pick
didn't
up
show
my
up.
badge.
Wait, what?
I showed up Friday just to get my badge because I gave the one I bought to you. So I went to the convention to...
You didn't come to the TF area because you hate us.
Because I literally had to like go
you
in,
literally hate us.
get my badge. I wanted to pick up the Aliens RPG, like Aliens.
So you walked
Ridley
past
Scott.
us and ignored us to go get the Alien RPG.
Yes. Accurate.
I think someone took a picture of you, shared it in a group, and it's like, hey,
Someone
this
was
is
dressed as an
Brian.
alien, by the way.
Well, I saw
Yeah.
on social media. But when I'm sitting there like in line for it, Kevin finds me and like Kevin starts talking to me. Kyle finds me too.
Get away! Get away!
I was really trying to like slip in unseen and like get back out. But I sort of wish I'd seen more of the convention and seen more of what was out there. But a lot like you guys had all said, and we've echoed this sense of everybody coming together, and even like seeing people I met at Origins again, and then people we talked to online. It was a neat experience.
Yeah.
Uh,
For me, it's like I know next year is going to be like strong. Seeing this kind of event that is like bringing a lot of people and that community that is really tied together, and that is actually really good to each other.
Yeah, no negativity.
Yeah.
Except for BurgerFi, there's a lot of negativity.
Oh,
yeah, oh my
God,
God,
that was
BurgerFi.
awful.
Next year, don't go to BurgerFi. You heard me.
Not next year, ever.
Ever.
Don't ever go to BurgerFi.
BurgerFi
So,
across from the
little
convention
bit-
center.
yeah.
Don't do it.
A little bit of background history. I think it was like end of Saturday.
No,
it
no
was 11
background history.
PM.
Just don't go to BurgerFi. Done.
End of Friday.
End of
End of
Friday.
Yeah.
So when we get there, it's like 30%. They're supposed to close at midnight, and
It was 11:09 we walked in.
Yeah, they locked
Yeah,
us
so-
out.
but you guys were 30 people deep, weren't you? Or
Right.
something like
And
that.
it's supposedly no one told anyone around the convention center area that there was a convention going on that weekend. So Jamie was saying in his video today that like even McDonald's was just selling like plain cheeseburgers. That's all you're getting. Like take it or leave
yeah,
it.
people are like running out of
Nothing
food.
like Gen Con. Gen Con was like, yes, give
Yeah.
us your money. Here's our food.
I mean, Gen Con is huge too.
Right.
Yeah.
Last thought is it'd be cool for the LCQs to have it not just be like the person surviving at the end. Like maybe make it top 4 for and do fewer of them, but
Well,
make
didn't
top
they do
4
pass
for the
downs?
They,
Supposedly.
but still, it was only the like one person for each event got into it,
Well,
right?
yeah, they shouldn't give it to like multiple people. Last chance. It's your last chance.
I get it, but for people who are traveling to try to make it in there, like
I mean-
why have 4 people or 5 people make it in when you could maybe get like 30 people in? Would be better.
30?
Why not?
Jesus God.
It would make zero difference in terms of like the rounds played during the event.
I guess it all depends on, how many people they anticipated coming out too, because like 400 some people qualified maybe, and only 150 people made it out.
Right.
So they definitely had the wiggle room to add those additional people in instead of saying, no.
I mean, wiggle room. You didn't know how much was going to show up, right?
But you
by
had
the
to
end of-
register ahead of time.
Yeah, by the end of Friday, there was only the 160 people that registered or whatever. So
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Oh, it was steep to try to get to the last chance qualifier. It was really last chance. Poor KV.
I would have liked an event
Go.
that the players who were already qualified and didn't want to play in the LCQs to do and like sort of win prize tickets maybe.
I was gonna suggest that to John Temple, but my life just got crazy.
I'm glad they
At that time.
didn't.
Really?
I mean, I don't
It
know
gives
about
you
you
a day
guys.
to look at the convention.
Not only that, but I was burnt out by the end of Saturday. I've never done anything like that before. So I know if had I gone into Friday playing, maybe not all
You
day
did
Friday.
Gen Con.
It wasn't like that though. Like Gen Con, I guess you're
It
right.
was 2 blocks of time.
Right, Gen Con I was super stressed, and this I was
And the
less
time
stressed.
of the event is just what happens at the end of the convention. So it's like, do I do this and no convention, or like,
Right.
where do I?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So maybe we don't do events for people who are already qualified on Friday, so we can enjoy the con. I don't know.
I like Friday walking around and
That was fun.
playing class.
I wish I was there.
I had it with me tonight, Frenchie. Don't
Are you
worry.
sponsored by Class?
I am. I hope class please sponsor us. Class can roll.
Class can roll. Yeah.
Alright, I think that's all of our thoughts. Take a look out for an article. Maybe it's already posted by now. Maybe it will be out soon. Both Joe and RJ broke down kind of like their matches individually throughout the day. So keep an eye out for
As best I can remember.
Same.
I
I didn't write anything
I
down.
tried to.
I tried to write things that I could write down ish.
I was so wrong to say that Insecticons was dead and my deck was better. I just got smashed down these 2 last games. That was yeah, Insecticons still alive. Yeah.
Thank you all again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't thank you enough.
Yeah. Hope to see you, all of you, next year.
Cut it there.